I love that about Sammy's script. I love the way it ended with a glimpse into the actual film that Natalie Portman's character is ultimately going to make. And finally it's been cast, and now we're watching the actual process unfold.
Hello, how are we doing today?
We're doing good, how are you?
I am doing great. I loved May December. Charles, you gave such a fabulous performance, and it really feels like it's a turning point for Jo when Elizabeth comes into their lives. Can you talk about what Julianne Moore's Gracie brings out in you versus what Natalie Portman's Elizabeth turned Gracie does?
Yes, you know, when I think about Jo, I just think about this man who was a father of 3 kids, who had such an immense amount of responsibility at such a young age. And he's kind of at this point in his life where he's preparing to be an empty nester. And he's a loving father, a loving husband, and the arrival of the arrival of Elizabeth, Natalie's character, serves as this catalyst for Jo's just own repressed awakening. And we're seeing Jo process, and we as the audience process in real time all these complex characters in Jo's story.
Absolutely. Todd, I love how the film ends on something of an ambiguous note. There are a lot of questions that are still left unanswered, and it's really like up to us to figure out where it goes. How did you decide what to land on, what tone to really strike there in those final moments?
I mean, I would say the whole film navigates this uncertain tone and keeps swapping sides and allegiances from character to character as you watch it unfold. But I love that about Sammy's script. I love the way it ended with a glimpse into the actual film that Natalie Portman's character is ultimately going to make. And finally it's been cast, and now we're watching the actual process unfold. But it's a circular process in this search for truth and the irreducible meanings about who people really are. And of course, we don't ever get there. We leave that in the hands of the audience.
And now, I'm sure both of you did plenty of work before filming, but there's such a short time in the filming. How do you both go back and forth on really drawing out Jo's vulnerability?
The audition process for me lasted about 6 weeks, and you know, that's kind of where I started to really dive into who Jo was. And once I found out that I booked the role of Jo, I remember seeing this phone call, and the area code was Portland, Oregon. I was really excited, and Todd and I talked about really not so much what Jo would look like, but how he would feel like. And that kind of just started this, you know, this collaboration. I came to Savannah, Georgia earlier and hung out with Todd and got to see, you know, a few locations, and just really those 23 days in Savannah, Georgia. What a gift, what a gift.
Did casting Charles affect your view of Jo?
Oh, without a doubt. It was one of those moments that directors always look back on and say, wow, discovering this actor gave me new insight into who the character is that he's playing. And I learned, and you know, that's part of the whole process. You're making things three-dimensional and real that are on a page. And you keep learning what the truth of that thing really is as it manifests in front of you. But Charles's performance stood out from the other actors in its interpretation and its incredible sense of being locked up in a shell for so long, and that it was capable that we would have the experience of watching him take those first steps out.
Absolutely. On a very different note, many moons ago, I heard that you were going to be in a movie called K-Pop Lost in America with Chow Nu. And it was very exciting news to me, but I was just wondering if that still exists in the world. Your face tells me it does not.
I'm not aware of this.
Are you serious?
Do I have a job?
I'll put in a call for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, both of
Thank
you.
you.
Are
Thanks so
amazing,
much.
and the movie was too.